Hello and welcome to another episode of the Regulation Podcast. My name is Geoff Ramsey. With me, as always, Andrew Panton, Gavin Free, Nick Schwartz, Eric Badur, in reverse order of importance. This is episode 11. Busy week so far, huh?
Great week. Fantastic week. We've done so much content. It's been a lot of fun. We did a sausage talk yesterday. We did some gameplays today. What a time.
Did another podcast this week. It's a twofer.
That's true. Yeah. Spread them out. I'm still standing in I'm in a one-day camp guy. I'm a one-day camp guy. I like them back to back.
Why do you prefer that?
We talked about it a little bit last time, the stress of the show of like 2 bad sleep nights instead of one bad sleep night is always the way to go.
It's always interesting because I genuinely have an idea of how the podcast is going to go to some degree when I sit down to record it. But when we do a twofer, the second one is always a mystery. There's just no way to know. And it's always weird.
It can be. Can I talk about something that happened to me? I've had a lot happen to me that I haven't talked about.
Since the last recording?
Not since last. I just have a lot of stuff I didn't even get to.
Oh.
Let's have this be an Andrew episode.
I don't know if we need to fully dedicate it, but my AC broke and we're having a heat wave.
Oh, you got Eric?
I got Eric.
Oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah, it does suck, but I've just been living in the tub, and I had this realization. I feel like I'm a polar bear in like a zoo exhibit when we don't have AC. I'm just living in that tub because I can sleep in the tub, so it's like my enclosure, and I'm just sitting there. Everything has to come to me. I'm on display. I'm just living my life in a cold tub, and thankfully, we're going to get fixed very soon, so that'll be nice. But
are you worried that with all the time you spend sleeping in the tub, that you'll eventually be tub-shaped?
No.
Like a mold.
Wait a minute.
Wait, what do you mean?
Eric, are you saying that their heat wave is like 74 degrees?
Why, Geoff, I am. This is the
past few days.
For Vancouver
past few days.
Island.
Past few days.
British Columbia, Canada.
It's been like 35 Celsius here.
Oh, that's pretty high. It's like 90.
Past few days.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Today's
that's very different from the forecast.
Yeah, that's why I looked it up, because it's a high of 74 and a low of 49.
Yeah, the heat wave is past. We're no longer in the heat wave.
Okay.
Well, does that mean you're no longer in the tub?
Oh, I mean, I'm going to be in that tub. You know me. I live that tub life. I'm going to be hanging out in there. It's bathtub race month. I'm going to be in the zone. I'm going to be pretending. But that has been a process. I realized when I was in there that, like, this is my home. I feel like I'm in an enclosure. This is where I'm living when it's hot. Can't deal with it. I hate the heat.
Living that tub life.
Should we bury you in a tub when you die?
I mean, a coffin is just a tub with a lid, isn't it? I mean, they're essentially the same, but it just has a lid.
And a drain.
Yeah, I guess you don't need a drain in a coffin.
How about this? Do you want to be buried in a coffin with all your favorite tub-related activities, like the shampoo bottle that goes up your ass and a cupcake?
That's none of those are greatest
your Xbox headset that you always have on you so you can talk while you're in the tub?
I don't need that. You sent me some Raycons. I don't need those now.
Oh, okay.
Do you think you could actually hold the shampoo in your ass if you put it there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Let's try it.
No, we don't need to try it. That reminds me, I sent you a bunch of texts this morning, Gavin, that I forgot that you never acknowledged. You didn't even respond to those.
Did you say something nice about him?
No, I didn't. I said something that I thought would make him laugh.
Oh, no, I didn't reply because that sounds like you. I don't want to hear anything else until you tell me on here.
Oh, I wasn't even going to bring it up, but now.
Really?
Didn't cross my mind to talk about it. I was just like, Gavin will find this funny. I got up to pee this morning at 5:30 a.m. and I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure if it's a floor issue or if it's a feet issue, but I had to tumble today. I took a fall. There was no sushi container involved. I was at my desk chair. I stood up. I was holding my phone. And then all of a sudden, my legs went different directions. I just slid, and I fell square on my ass. And thankfully, with the protection, the cushion of my cheeks, it was like, you know, in a cartoon when a character climbs up a glass building with the plungers, my cheeks like just locked onto the floor, and I was locked in. I was just in an absorbed, perfect statue position, just sitting.
Now I'm just imagining Mission Impossible 4 or 5. What was the one where he climbs the Burj Khalifa?
4.
Yeah,
Just like
5,
walking
4,
up the side of the building with your ass cheeks.
Yeah, I could have.
Did it make a sound, like a squeaky grip sound?
I think it did. I think it did like the noise. Like I think it really gripped. It was shocking. But you're immediately who I texted. I know you like false.
You said, I think my feet get sweaty in bed, and then in my unalert state, I go sliding on the surface of the floor. It's either slippy floor or I got slippy feet.
Yeah, I'm unsure. It's one of the two. I have slippy floor, slippy feet. There's been a lot of falling in my life recently.
When Henry was getting pretty old and he was having mobility issues, he would slip a lot. So we had to buy this grip tape that you would put on the bottom of his paws, and then it would help him for about like 3 weeks until it would come off, and we'd put more on. And I did that for him, for about the last year he was alive, to make it easier to walk. Maybe they make Andrew-sized grippy feet tape that we could put on the bottom of your feet.
I like that idea.
What size feet are we talking?
Yeah, what size shoe you wear?
I wear between a 10.5 and 11, depending on the brand.
Okay.
So your giant head doesn't equal giant feet.
I'm not small feet. I'd say decent sized feet.
All right.
10 and a half's a decent sized foot.
Yeah, I'm not.
So I'd say it's a regulation foot size.
I'm okay with it.
As a 10 and a half myself.
I feel good about it.
And the fact that there is never a 10 and a half in stock ever anywhere.
It's an annoying problem. Never have 10.5s.
No.
I had something else fall in my life. You ever just have comedy land perfectly in your lap? Like you're not even trying.
Yeah, its name's Andrew.
Yeah.
I had that happen to me recently where I ordered boba. I got myself some boba and some treats. I wanted to treat myself. And I gotta save this image. It had an unfortunate end. I went to grab it from the guy, and it popped out of the container it was held in, and it crashed, and it exploded everywhere. And it was very disappointing because that was the main thing that I wanted was this drink. I got some,
you were like taking it off the man?
What?
What?
What? What happened?
Jeff,
Did you say you were taking it from a guy?
What is going on? What is happening?
I was taking it from the guy. He was holding it.
What did I ask you that didn't sound like that?
I don't know what you said because I was trying to get this photo and I heard it just seemed like a weird combination of words.
Did you?
I heard like, did I take it off the man?
Yeah.
Is that what you? Yeah. Well, I went to. What do you mean by that?
What do you think that means?
This is a mess. What?
I would never use
This
those
is more of a
expressions.
mess than your spilled boba.
No.
What the fuck is happening?
I don't know who's to blame. Is it me?
There's so many spilled words. We're covered in all of these spilled words.
I would just never say take it off the man. Are you asking me if I spilled it on the guy or if I fully made the exchange and then dropped it? Is that what's being asked? There are multiple things. I took some of the things off the man, and other things fell off between both of us.
I don't think Gavin knows what he's asking.
No, I do.
I think he's
wondering
asking
whether-
and he's lost now.
No, God, for God's sake!
I mean,
I was just wondering whether it had just been delivered. He's picking it up off the ground, or if he's physically taking it off of the man who delivered it.
Yeah, I was physically taking it. It was an exchange. It was a physical
Thanks for letting me
exchange.
know.
Yeah, and then while passing the gate, the problem is, and I had to edit this a little bit, so just know that when I post this, when they deliver an order, they take a photo of confirmation that it has been complete. And I was so upset that the boba exploded, and then I got upstairs and I looked at my photo of confirmation, and it is maybe the funniest image I've ever seen. It says "Enjoy your order," And then you could just see the exploded drink in the center of the shot. And I edited out. It said the name of the restaurant and the driver worked their magic for you. Take a minute to rate, tip, and say thanks. And it's just my drink exploded. It's so fun. It's the greatest. Rate your order. Everything about it is so funny. If you can't find your order, click the phone.
Oh,
I found my order.
what a good thumbnail.
That fucking image is almost as funny as watching you two try to communicate this conversation.
Can we revisit that then? Who messed that up?
You both.
Did you
both
take
are
it
at
off
fault.
him?
You both are at fault.
Oh, I don't know.
I felt I explained that I took it from the guy, and then you said, well, did you take it off him? And I didn't know what that's where you lost me. I felt I was clear in the exchange, and then I felt like we circled back in a way that you
Yeah, I was
must
just
have.
trying to clarify what I heard.
And when Andrew pushed back on you, it was over. That broke you. I don't think you were ready for that.
So what do they take a picture of if they hand it to the person and they don't spill it all over the floor?
They'll just take a photo of either the person holding the order, I guess, or whatever. I typically don't answer.
Have you ever had a picture of you sent to you?
No, I've never had one sent to me.
Oh, okay.
I've had recently a little bit of a low stakes mystery. Ordered Little Caesars, got double crazy bread. Then I went to get it and there was only one. And the driver was still like, I waved to the driver as he was leaving. And then I looked at the photo, 2 bags. I ordered 2 bags. I only received 1. The photo had 2. I think the driver stole one of the bags.
Easily.
Oh, definitely.
It's insane. It is an insane move to take the photo and then steal the bag.
But you didn't confront him?
Well, we waved as he was getting in his car, and then I looked at I was like, oh, there's only 1 bag. And then I looked at the photo, and there were 2 in the photo, and I went, wait a second. What happened? There was not enough time for somebody to randomly steal 1 bag of crazy bread.
Did he have crazy bread in his mouth when he was driving off?
I didn't notice it. I was not expecting it. It was.
Yeah, he's got to
was a
look for the
pleasant-
subtle clues.
Yeah, I like that you were waving thanks and he was waving bye schmuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, thanks for the tip.
I wrote the name down. I'm gonna keep track of this person a little bit. I'm gonna see. I thought about ordering from Little Caesars again as a trap to see if it's the same guy and if it gets swiped again. But I think there's no way he'd be bold enough to do it 2 times in a row. So it's got to be.
I agree.
Like I think some time has to pass, and I need to do it again if I want to test. I wish I could somehow like have a specific driver take the order. That's been where I'm at in my life. Also made us a game.
Oh.
We don't have to play the game right now. We teased it last episode. A little bit of a movie game.
I think we should. I'd hate to be a tease.
I have a few of these. We'll do one maybe and see how it goes. I was watching a movie and I thought, this guy plays this role, like this profession, a lot. And it made me think about the professions of characters in movies. And so what I've done is I've taken an actor and I the last great year was 98. So I started in 98 and I wrote every profession that they played from that time to the most recent role that they've had. And I was going to see if you guys could figure out who it is. And like whoever is fastest wins.
I think that's a great idea for a game.
So I'm going to start. This is 98. We're starting.
Do we get a guess in turn or anything, or do we just blurt it out when we figure it out?
Do you want to just blurt it out? And if you're wrong, you're out of the game type thing?
Okay.
Okay. And I'll just start reading down the list
guess?
of these are the professions they've played. Soldier, mob enforcer, retired, detective, bodyguard, card sharp, game developer.
What?
It's like someone who's good at cards, I learned, is a card sharp.
Oh.
I had to look into it myself. Game developer, boxer, boat captain, actor, CIA operative, unemployed.
Tom Hanks?
Nope, Eric's out. Not Tom Hanks.
Oh.
Hitman, CIA operative, structural security expert.
Ben Affleck.
Geoff's out. It's not Ben Affleck. Boxer, CIA operative again. news editor, boxing coach, bodyguard, space pirate.
Sylvester Stallone.
Nick got it.
Woohoo!
He got it off the space pirate.
Damn, that's
Good
really
job,
good.
man.
What is Space Pirate?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
He's like a space
Oh,
pirate guy.
right.
He was not the actor I have. I have more of these if we want to do another one.
Yeah. This is
Let
awesome.
me- Here, let me post just the full job list of 98 to most recent. Okay.
Shit.
Next one.
Garbage
King.
man.
Wait, what? King?
King, actor, backpacker. Now, this is one where this movie wasn't super accessible, so I didn't know if they had a job or not, so I just listed the role they played. Teenager, gangster, con man, aerospace engineer, police officer, smuggler, CIA agent, salesman, U.S. Marshal, thief, law enforcement administrator, plantation owner, entrepreneur.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
There you go.
Yeah, that is Leonardo
Yeah,
DiCaprio.
plantation owner.
Yeah, that's the real.
The
That's
one
the
that
real
really
one.
threw me was Teenager,
Oh, that makes
but
sense. Yeah.
I got there.
It was a movie called Don's Plums or something that him and Tobey Maguire are in and actively have prevented releasing in North America.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
I think they didn't agree to be in a full movie. I think they agreed to be in a short, and then it turned
Oh.
out terrible. And they're like, we just don't want people to see this.
Mm.
So it had a very limited release overseas and has been blocked.
What's his job in Titanic?
I don't know. That was
Stowaway.
prior to 98.
Grifter?
I got one more for
Drawer?
us.
Yeah, artist.
And this was the one.
Yeah. You can open him.
It's the one that inspired it all. Last one. Detective, inmate, FBI, detective, boxer, football coach, police officer.
Denzel Washington?
Yeah, it's Denzel Washington.
Yeah, it's Denzel.
He is a cop in so many fucking movies. I hadn't thought about. I was watching The Bone Collector, and I had the realization of he really likes being a cop. He's been a cop so many different times.
He's good at
I
it.
would love to hear this list for Ed Harris.
Mm.
I was gonna do Matt Damon. Matt Damon's in a lot of movies. It would be a really long list. He works a lot.
It's a fun game, though. I'd love to play it again.
Yeah, this is
And it's
I'll
like
keep
anybody
looking
could
into it.
prepare an angle for it, you know?
I think it's just funny to think about because it's something I don't really consider when I watch movies. Is how are they paying their mortgage? How are they paying their rent?
What do you
yeah.
like the character they're playing?
Yeah, like the character has bills to pay, and it's the bill paying part of their life is never central to the story, but they're paying a cable bill at some point during this film.
Yeah.
I think what you're describing is everything that I hate about movies now. That is like we have to do like these intense character studies of people that are like I'm only going to spend like 90 minutes with, and then it's like and here's how they pay their cell phone bill. Instead of Speed, which is bust must continue going fast, Keanu Reeves is gonna stop it. That's it. I don't know why he's doing what he's doing, but brother, he's doing it. And I love that. And we need to get back to that.
I think there's a middle.
I wonder who the highest paid actor is if you just combined all of their jobs in their role.
Wow.
That's interesting.
That's really
I feel like
good.
someone's probably played a billion. Like Guy Pearce is probably surprisingly up there because he plays the head of Wayland Yutani
Oh, yeah.
in
Oh, yeah.
Prometheus. That's an interesting question though.
Huh.
It'd be funny to know who has the most and who has the highest amount of work to the least amount of money earned for the characters they played.
I bet it would be Paul Giamatti or somebody like that. Any
Yes.
actor who spends most of their roles in a suit, you know?
Uh-huh. I watched The Bone Collector, which was what started this, as I said. I have beef with that movie. Have you guys all seen The Bone Collector?
When it came out,
Who's in that movie?
It's who's in that? It's Queen Latifah is in it. Angelina Jolie is in it. Merle from The Walking Dead. What's his name? I'm blanking it right now. He's in Guardians of the Galaxy as well. He's Norman Reedus's guy.
Michael
What's his
Ironside?
name?
Oh, no, it's
Rooker.
Michael Rooker.
Michael Rooker.
Michael Rooker. Yeah.
Michael Rooker.
The guy
Thank
who
you.
ate the guy who ate the diphtheria chocolate covered pretzels in Mallrats.
Yeah,
Yes.
and Yondu in Guardians of the Galaxy. You know,
Yeah.
Yondu. You guys,
Jan,
you know
everyone's
Yondu?
favorite. He's in that as like a small cop character, and it's a murder mystery serial killer film. And there's scenes in it where you see the killer wearing like a mask, but you can see his eyes and like his mouth. And I went, oh, that's just Michael Rooker. Like, I know what Michael Rooker looks like. This is Michael Rooker. I know that's okay, whatever. Like that's a choice. I get he's kind of an obscure actor, like he's a character actor. But I know it's Michael Rooker. And they keep leaning into that a little bit. And I thought this is weird that they're teasing this. Because typically you wouldn't tease something like that. And then they do a dumb reveal where it's not him and it's some other random character. And I was like, huh, I could have swore. I feel like I know what Michael Rooker looks like, and that definitely looked like Michael Rooker. So I looked into it, and the director had Michael Rooker wear the killer, like he filmed those scenes in an attempt to try to throw the audience off. And I think that's such bullshit. I think that's so lame. I did the detective work. I figured it out. I recognized the guy, and it wasn't the guy. I was so mad.
Maybe that works better when he's a lesser known actor.
But I felt like he fit
I think
the level of known.
Andrew has every reason to be annoyed. I think that is such bullshit.
That is complete cheating.
It's like false advertising.
Yeah.
It's just they changed it. And they did it in a way that was like, we obviously were fucking with you. Where it's like, he's going to go kill Denzel Washington. And then it cuts to him getting out of his car outside of Denzel Washington's house. And then they reveal the killer and he's just dead in the hallway. He gets killed on the way. I'm like, no.
I hate movies like that, suspenses and mysteries where they present you with a mystery and then they don't allow you to solve it or give you any path to solving it yourself.
Yes.
And then you just find out later what happened and you go, oh, okay, I guess that's why it works. The Ocean's 11 movies are all like that, especially the later ones where they just like, they're just like, oh yeah, here's how we did it. And you just you did not get to be a part of it.
Lord of the Rings even kind of did it when Gandalf comes back as Gandalf the White, they like blend his face with Christopher Lee.
Oh, really?
So you kind of don't know which character it is.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. I just think it's so lame.
Yeah.
I hate it. Like the whole fun of those movies is guessing. And then as you said, Geoff, the real killer gets introduced and there's zero reason you would ever, outside of like knowing the genre, you would never consider them a suspect. And their reason for doing it is never discussed in the film at all. It's not brought up until he's like, hey, I'm this guy and this is why I'm doing it. And the movie isn't about any of that stuff. It sucks.
So dog shit film?
Yeah. Well, Denzel is great in it. Like,
I bet he's
always
awesome.
great. He's
I bet he's awesome.
All the acting in it is pretty good, but it's just the plot, like it just completely goes off the rails in that last act. Not great. Of all the things I've seen with him, it's definitely bottom tier, which is tough. Have you heard that the flavored air category is quickly becoming the leading alternative to vaping and smoking? It's a whole new movement towards better habits led by today's sponsor, Fume. Now, we've teamed up with Fume and they're offering you a free gift with your journey pack. Head to tryfume.com/regulation. That's tryfum.com/regulation to get it. But first, let me break down what Fume is. Fume is an award-winning flavored air device. Gotta love awards. Nothing better than winning them. Flavored air isn't like vaping. If vapor was compared to sticky soda, Fume cores are closer to herbal teas. Fume has lots of delicious flavors to choose from, like crisp mint, orange vanilla. With flavored air, you can satisfy your oral fixation through a passive diffusion system that utilizes no electronics, vapor, or combustion. I know Nick is absolutely loving his. They're so cool. They just look great. The Fume device looks great. It's fun to fidget with. It's just fun to play with. It draws flavor to your mouth. It fills the void. Ditching a bad habit can leave, and you still have something to reach for. And it's important to know that Fume is not a vape. No vapor. You can use it anywhere. I know people like using it when they travel. It's just an all-around great product with non-toxic flavors. It is a guilt-free alternative. Fume also continuously invests in third-party studies to ensure the safety of their products. Fume is backed by doctors in the US, which are all incredibly important things. no batteries. You'll never need to charge it, which is awesome. It's so annoying having to charge so many other things. And as I said before, looks awesome. You'll like the weight. It's fun to play with. It snaps, it clicks. It's just all around a fantastic thing. So please check out Fume. Get a free gift with your journey back. Head to tryfume.com/regulation. That's tryfum.com/regulation.
Hey, what's up? It's Eric, and I'm here to tell you about Factor. It's summertime, and it's time to fuel up on Factor's no prep, no mess meals. I've used Factor a bunch. I really like what they offer. I really like what I've had from Factor recently. I had the roasted garlic chicken. It's really great because it's a meal that's ready in 2 minutes, and I love to cook, but there are times when I'm done doing this podcast, and the guys have worn me down to such a degree that I can't physically cook. And for that, Factor is there for me with meals ready to eat in just 2 minutes, no matter how busy I am, no matter how ground down I am by every idea that comes out of these guys' mouths. All of a sudden, it's a lot, but it's very easy with Factor. Please join us in thanking Factor for sponsoring today's episode. Make today the day that you start. What are you waiting for? Head to factormeals.com/regulation50 and use code regulation50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month with 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week. You'll always have new flavors to explore, which is great because I get really bored eating the same thing over and over and over again. You ever have chicken and rice like 6 days in a row? Break that habit right now with Factor. Make your day delicious from breakfast to dessert. Stay fueled with easy, nutritious options. Again, the chef's choice stuff is great. I love the calorie smart stuff. No matter what you need, Factor is there for you. Again, making this stuff so easy, so fast. Go to factormeals.com/regulation50 and use code regulation50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code regulation50 at factormeals.com/regulation50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month when your subscription is active. It's as easy as that. Check them out. Thanks, Factor.
What would you say your favorite Denzel Washington movie is?
I don't know if it's my favorite, but it was a really interesting one. And I talked to you a little bit about it. Was John Q is fucking awesome. It's a really fun, like Hollywood blockbuster type movie. And when I finished, I didn't know anything about it going into it. And it's all about this guy who his son has a heart issue. And so he takes the hospital over and has hostages to try to get the payments covered after he's tried every legal way and is completely getting fucked by the system. And it's sort of like an anti-establishment healthcare in the US is awful movie. And it's a fun, like, it's not the deepest film, but Denzel does an amazing job in it. And there's some good acting and it's fun. It's just a good summer movie. And then I looked it up and it had like a 20 on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics. I was like,
really?
Wow, that is shocking.
I remember that movie like not doing well at all when it came out.
People hate that movie. And then I looked into it and it's so fascinating that it got, I think, so largely hated because it came out 3 months after 9/11. And a lot of the discourse around it was like, we should not be making a terrorist story a hero.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so it is very kind of anti-America in some ways, especially in regards to like how the healthcare system works. And that is not what people wanted 3 months after 9/11. So
You're
I
right.
feel like if it came out prior to, it probably would have reviewed and done way better than it was, but I would highly recommend it.
It's weird how history can be, it's so often not kind to film or media, but it's interesting how it can be on occasion kind. Like another kind of movie like that wasn't for any 9/11 style reasons, but that came out and was widely panned was Bowfinger. I don't know if you ever saw that movie when it came out. Eddie Murphy and Heather Graham and Steve Martin, I think. And it was seen as like a huge misstep in Eddie Murphy's career and that he had stumbled and it did terribly and was panned. And so I never saw it. And I watched it like a year ago. Totally fine. Totally fine. Totally fine movie. I wish I'd seen it in the theater. Wasn't great, but wasn't bad at all in any way.
I feel like Eddie Murphy might have like 6 of those. And maybe some of them will just always be bad. But like, I feel like Pluto Nash I never saw was one of those.
Never saw it. Yeah.
Doing? I
never saw Daddy Daycare.
Daddy Daycare was good, but I was the age for Daddy Daycare. So I don't know if that movie is actually good. as the right audience. Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like, and I don't know what his good movies are in a weird way. Like Shrek, I guess. Like what
Jesus
were
Christ.
Eddie Murphy's good movies?
No. Let me
The
clarify.
first
Let me
thing you said was
No.
Shrek.
Yeah, that's.
Let me clarify.
Boy, huh?
He ebbs and flows, I feel like, a lot in his career because obviously, like, when he was younger, so many classic films, like, just an amazing comedic talent in so many ways.
Well, like
But
Shrek?
I feel like, yeah, like Shrek. Like Shrek and Pluto Nash and Norbit and all those,
Yeah, all of Andrew's favorite Eddie Murphy movies, right?
all the best ones. I just meant that and I guess maybe the answer is based on the fact that he is such, like, even with those flops, such a great talent. And has such a back catalog of classic films.
Name one.
Like Coming to America,
Okay.
Raw.
You were just dancing around so much.
Yeah, I
Beverly
want to
Hills
make sure
Cop.
you do
Raw
one.
to be a
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
I really like The Golden Child.
Oh, it's a great
Okay.
movie. It's
Yeah.
that's also the world has largely forgotten about the Golden Child, but good movie.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, great movie. I meant like, like Travolta sucked and then he had Pulp Fiction and then like you could see clear. I'm saying like in the Shrek era of Eddie Murphy's career, I feel like he's so prevalent, but outside of Shrek, which was a massive movie, I can't think of many other, like that was his Pulp Fiction, I feel like.
Well, he had a huge career as the most popular comedian on earth, and then a huge career as the best comedic actor on earth throughout the 80s and then into the 90s. And then he made a hard pivot in his career to make family content so his kids could watch him and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you saw
Like
The
Shrek.
Nutty Professor, Daddy Daycare, Shrek, Norbit, all that stuff. That was him saying, I'm not going to be raunchy Eddie Murphy anymore. I'm going to be Eddie Murphy who's got a bunch of kids and wants to connect with my children and create content for them now. I'm going to be Dr. Dolittle. And that's where, and he has tried to come back from that now. And, you can argue the success of it. I tried to watch Axel F the other night and I had turned it off 15 minutes in.
I was gonna say, have you watched that? It's Beverly Hills Cop like 2, Axel F.
It's Beverly Hills Cop 4, technically.
Oh my God!
Is it a movie?
Yeah,
Yes,
it just
it's
came
on
out on
Netflix.
Netflix.
Whoa.
It's
Yeah,
I'm sure it's fine. It didn't grab me in the first 15 minutes, and I just have a tough time with movies in general these days. But
it has like all like the old character. It had like Judge Reinhold's in it and stuff. It's,
really?
yeah, it's got the whole.
Yes.
It's got the Tackleberry. It's a whole cast.
Yeah.
That's so cool, though.
Paul Reiser is in it. He's still his chief.
Yeah. Bronson Pinchot or whatever he's in it also. Is Serge? He's
Oh, is
like,
he? I didn't
yes,
make it that
it's
far.
so bizarre. But like, why did they make it? Why did they make this movie? I mean, the money must have been like insane. It just must have been insane.
Also, just for posterity's sake, I think the best Eddie Murphy movie is probably Harlem Nights.
Never seen it.
Interesting.
Oh my God, it's a good movie, dude.
Who's in it?
Eddie Murphy?
Who's in it? Eddie Murphy.
Oh shit.
He's also in
Arsenio-
Shrek.
Eddie Murphy, Arsenio Hall, Richard Pryor, Red
Oh, wow.
Fox.
Okay.
It's like Danny Aiello is in it. Della Reese is in it. Jasmine Guy, she at the height of her career, she was in it. It's like an ensemble cast. Charlie Murphy's in it. It was one of his early.
Oh, that's awesome.
It
Okay.
reminds me of like The Sting.
It is. It's the Sting. It is the Sting in Harlem. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I'll definitely check that out.
I think it's the last time you get to see Richard Pryor at his peak.
Yeah.
In a film,
definitely.
probably.
Yeah.
Is that post like all of his Gene Wilder stuff?
Yeah. It's toward the tail end of his life. I think the very last thing he was in, I think, was Lost Highway. Maybe he had a bit part in that. But Harlem Nights came out in '89.
That's awesome. I'm gonna watch this. This looks great.
It's a good movie. Definitely have a time. It was very very dirty, raunchy, and leaned into it and was that's what they were celebrating. It was at the Eddie Murphy at his most raw era.
Can I pivot a little bit? I actually have a question.
Of course.
Gavin, at the time of this recording, the episode where you reveal how you shave outside has been released. Have you seen the response to this? How are you feeling? Any sort of
What's the response?
100% positive.
Everyone's on your side.
It is.
Uh-oh.
It's definitely a lot of confusion about how Chris has this figured out and you don't. And why you're using a shattered mirror on the ground that you're sort of like leaning over. But
Yeah.
But also, Thomas of Seattle has proposed the beard trimmings box, which I found to be. I think this is what you guys were trying to come up with, and he really nailed it.
So, and that has to be displayed in public on a stick somewhere?
I suppose so. Like, you could probably put like the shaving stuff on like the other side, and then you could put your beard trimmings to go in. It makes a beard, and then you know it's full when there's a beard on the guy.
Here's the thing about my dog shit little shaving setup. I maybe use it 6 times a year. It's not like I'm out there every morning doing it. I just let the beard get pretty lengthy, and then I buzz it all off in like 90 seconds, and then I just wait again.
So we should get a smaller beard box, probably.
We're gonna need a smaller box.
Well, what was people's biggest problem with it? Was it that I'm crouched over it?
I think it's partly that it's a broken mirror, partly that
It's the broken mirror.
You're doing like Rise of the Planet of the Apes style hunching in front of the broken mirror, and that it's outside to begin with. I think is like hard for people to wrap their heads around. But I think the broken mirror is like a huge part of it. Like on the ground, broken mirror.
It was a complete mirror. I can't remember if the lawn guy broke it or if hail broke it.
Right. I don't think that anyone's like trying to figure out the specifics of the mirror. It's mostly that it is just occurring in this way, and you have the means to not have it be this way, yet continue to allow it.
When it broke, I don't think I lost any function whatsoever.
Right.
That's fair.
So you were Gollum style crouching in your backyard before the mirror broke.
Yeah. And I do actually have to be quite fast when I'm buzzing off the beard, because squatting like that for longer than like 3 minutes, I need to shit.
Andrew, do you see anything weird about what Gavin's saying here that maybe we could solve by not having this mirror on the ground?
I mean, we could raise the mirror.
Oh yeah.
I think if you're opposed to replacing the mirror, maybe just hang the broken mirror. Maybe because it's in half, you could hang it in 2 different spots. Like maybe utilize the fact that it's broken.
I really like the idea of replacing one of the windows with a one-way mirror, though. I don't know. Why aren't all of our windows mirrors?
It's a great question.
If all of
because
the windows
I want
on
to
my
see
house,
outside.
No, you would see outside, you fool. It's a one-way mirror. You would see through it, and everyone else would see themselves.
I wouldn't want that.
Why?
I would look at it and go, that's a fun house over there. I'm not dealing with that. That's too much.
Are you talking like actual funhouse? Like I could put in mirrors that like make your reflection go all fat?
Wow.
Well, but I don't know. I wouldn't trust it. I would find that to be very sketchy. What are they hiding in there? What are they doing?
It's like, but you don't think that when everyone's got their blinds down.
And it would reflect the sun back, so it might help lower heating costs in your house.
So if you were to walk by a house and they had just some mirrors on the outside, potentially it could just look like this.
See, that's awesome. That's the house I want to live in.
But it's also a one-way mirror, so you can see out.
Yeah.
That's like a Willy Wonka house.
I feel like that would focus the light in. That would cause a lot of fires, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. It's an attack house.
Wow.
As a lawn guy, Gavin, would you not want that? Oh, see, fuck that.
Oh,
no
rules.
No, it doesn't. That sucks. No, it doesn't.
You know what that sucks for? Birds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's
no, that probably.
birds.
That is.
But that's probably better for birds because birds think they can fly through windows, right? Like.
Maybe
they
it's
can see
great.
themselves coming.
Yeah, maybe they don't fly into other birds, so they would never hit the mirror.
Might be the best thing.
So for those just listening, it is a house that is entirely mirrored on one side.
Yeah.
It looks like it's out of Control or Alan Wake. I don't trust it. I don't want to.
It really does.
Yeah,
it really
I
does.
don't want any part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
I think
Dude,
that's so cool.
I'm finding some stuff now. Gavin, that can be your house.
There's no HOA in the world that's going to allow that.
It is having that like the reverse of solar power, like you're reflecting all of the sun. As opposed
Dude, your
to
neighbors would love you. They'd get way more light on their solar panels.
You would make every sunrise so much brighter in your
Does the
neighborhood.
fucking Tin Man live there? Like, what are we doing?
If you could convince an entire cul-de-sac to do that, it would be the hottest point in the middle of the road ever.
This is how I want people to enter my home.
Oh my god, it's like a Hall of Mirrors thing.
Oh man! Speaking of cool houses, I was riding my bike the other day and I found one of those 3D printed houses in a neighborhood I rode by. It was
like
so
the concrete
cool in
printed
person.
ones?
Yeah, it was so neat in person. I gotta say. I mean, I didn't go in obviously because somebody lived there and that would be breaking and entering. But from the outside, it was actually quite cool looking. I was surprised.
Is it
Yeah,
that?
looked a lot like that.
Mm-hmm.
Looked a lot like
I wonder
that.
how long it would take you to 3D print like a small house, Gavin. Like a backyard, like a shed. Could you do it piece by piece in your 3D printer?
Yeah,
How
it
long
would
would
take,
that
take a lot of pieces. And I don't think any of the filament I have is waterproof.
You know what though? A real house takes a lot of pieces too.
It does. It's a good point.
Not if you 3D print it with concrete. That's just one big long piece.
That's true.
Yep. But let's start with printing your head first, Andrew, and then we can move on to.
I got
You got your phone?
I do.
Have
I
you
just
scanned
need
your
to
head?
figure out. No, I just got it. I just was sending it.
Did the soy oil leak all over everything? Or is it good?
Well, I don't know where the soy oil is. I was looking for it.
You see it on the back of the box though, right? It says top left.
Yeah,
back of the
there
box.
is a warning about soy oil on it, and I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what
I'm
it is.
happy. I'm happy you got that box because we gave you the Go XLR, which should help with your audio setup. We gave you all of your
Need to set
Kerwin
that up.
Frost action figures back, so you finally got them back from
Immediately
America.
into the garbage. Didn't need to send those, but thank you.
Oh, no worries. Well, they were yours, and I don't remember what else we put.
Well,
in there.
I sent them for the break show, but that's fine. They're technically yours. You could have thrown them. You could have tossed them. We could have left them at Rooster Teeth. That would have been, I think, the solution. Everyone wins.
Do you know how long Geoff stood in line for those?
Yeah,
For the ones I sent him?
yeah, to send them back to you
Oh, to send them back. Oh, yeah.
with the phone and the Go XLR.
He sent me,
and all that.
he also, well, he didn't just send me that. He sent me a nice little autograph photo of Gavin. That was nice.
Man, I don't know. I don't know
Appreciated
why.
that.
I don't know what the deal with that was. That was just in the box.
An empty container of Smart Pop popcorn also as well.
That was to pad the
Empty
photo
bag.
so that nothing scratched it.
Didn't work very well for if that was the purpose, but I appreciate the bag.
It worked up until it was out of my hands.
If that person, by the way, is still around, do you know what that autograph photo is from, Geoff?
No.
Someone mailed that photo to me in the frame, asked me to sign it and send it back to them. And I signed it, and then our office got cleaned, and I lost the piece of paper with the return address. And that was about,
Andrew, you better get that
Ooh.
photo to that person.
that might have been 9
Nah.
years ago. So if for some reason you're still listening to the stuff that we make, let me know, because Andrew has your photo.
I do. I'll only give it to you with a large collection of sauce and pancake mix. I'm holding it hostage until then.
Have you tried to set up the Go XLR yet?
No, I didn't want to try to fuck with my setup.
You don't want to do it on filming day. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
always a recipe for disaster.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so I avoided that. Is there anything else? The Raycons in the box, the Smart Pop in the box.
I think that was it. I threw in like a
Yes.
Sloppy Joe bingo and some other shit that was just already
Yeah,
in there
that's-
as
I
padding.
appreciate that.
But yeah, I don't know.
I like
I don't know what stuff you get or you got back in the old days.
Do you think that the underside of your arms, like elbow to armpit, is like an inverse lap?
Yes.
It's less hairy. I've got hairier. My lap is a lot hairier than that portion of my arms.
Like, there's just no name for it. It's not, there's no like up lap.
I believe it's the fuck zone. That's what they call it.
Why would they call it that?
I don't know. I didn't name it. It's the doctor's official zone.
I want to know if anyone uses it.
For what?
Yeah, it's,
Yeah,
it's
what do
good
you
for
mean?
swimming.
What?
It's good real estate when you're swimming.
Like
It's effective
leaning?
for that.
Talking
What-
about
what do we
leaning?
use it
Nah,
for?
you don't really lean. You use your
Like any of the
forearms to
things that you
lean.
would use your lap for.
Like holding a laptop.
The problem is gravity, Gavin, is the issue that you're having with this piece of area.
Real estate.
You're talking about, hang on, you're talking about like your bicep? Like, or your tricep area? Like your tricep area?
Yeah.
Like the underneath.
The underneath, yeah.
Isn't that just for like leaning? Like No,
you lean with your forearms, don't you?
No?
You don't.
How do you lean? Take a picture of you leaning.
Use your forearms.
I lean with my forearm or my shoulder.
Yeah. I'm not using the under of the arm.
Yeah, especially not using both. Like, your lap is only your lap when both legs are in use for the purpose of the lap.
I guess I'm using my elbows when I'm leaning, so yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Everybody pay attention to how you lean over the next couple of days.
It's just fucking people up at work. They're like, how am I? There's somebody sitting up going, I don't know. Oh, boy.
What do I do with my hands?
Someone's driving a car and like they're losing control, like left becomes right. It's just like really crossing them up.
I think, you know what, Kevin? I think you're right. I think we can get rid of these. I don't think we need it. I think we could just remove it.
Like, there's no use for it?
Yeah, I think we could just remove that whole section of bone. Just go elbow to socket. And I don't think we'd be missing out on anything.
I'm not sure you're right about that.
It'd be too wiggly.
What do you mean it would be too wiggly?
Don't you think if there's no bone?
No. You take the elbow bone and imagine that's what's in your shoulder socket, as opposed to all this additional.
You're just,
I'm saying I don't think we need
it all together. The
yeah, let's just get rid of it.
The bicep and all the muscles we use.
All of
stuff.
it. Yeah, we're getting rid of all that stuff. We're just
you just turned us into T-Rexes.
Yeah, basketball would suck.
We're T-Rexes with smaller teeth.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to reach above your own head.
How are you gonna put your luggage above you when you get on a plane?
Why did you say like that was in question? You can't reach above your own head, and you
because I got a 10.5 foot, and I bet you Shaq could.
You gonna kick your luggage up?
Well, no, isn't there a whole thing where like your shoe size is the same as the distance from your wrist to your elbow?
Is that true?
I think so.
Wrist to elbow.
I think if you put your shoe, it would perfectly line. Like if you have a properly fitting
that's pretty
shoe.
close.
I've never understood
That's pretty
that
close.
because I maybe as a general rule, but then how come every NBA player who is of the same height doesn't have the same wingspan, or boxer for that matter?
That's because of the useless piece of bone we're getting rid of.
I think wingspan and everything, I think that's the reason that you're in the NBA is like if you're 71 inches tall, but like you have like a 78-inch wingspan, like that's the thing that they want. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, of
like,
course. But I'm just saying, like that general rule of thumb can't always apply because those extra inches got to come somewhere.
Well, it could be fingers. It could be.
I think it's
bones
I think it's
outside
the
of that.
exception. I think it's the exception that proves the rule, Geoff.
Probably is.
Wonder how much this finger. They should really do zone by zone what a wingspan is. Like, is there a player that is all arm but no finger? Is there a player that is largely fingers but like not a lot of hand?
Do you think there's a longer back in the NBA than yours?
Oh, yeah. That is the all-back sport. Like,
yeah.
There's definitely...
You ever seen Joker's back? That's a long back, dude.
I bet you I have a larger back than certain players in the NBA, though.
Who's the shortest player in the NBA right now?
I was about to say, if Isaiah Thomas was still around, I'm crowning
probably
over him.
like Chris Paul's 6'1", I think, and that's like...
I bet you I'm very competitive with Chris Paul's back.
Interesting. You know, he's just down there in San Antonio. Maybe I'd take a drive down there and see if I can measure him.
Yeah, I mean, you probably could. It's not like he's going to be fucking doing anything down there.
He's going to be providing leadership off the bench. Come on, man.
Give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball.
Let me phrase it in this way. If I was at an NBA team dinner, I would not be the shortest at the table when sitting.
Wow. That's a tall order, man. That's
there
interesting.
would be at least one player that I would appear to be taller than at the table. This effect would wear off immediately upon standing up from the table. But at the table, I think I could tower over at least one
You
guy.
think your back could compete with the backs of NBA players?
Of any NBA yes. Of at least one player on any NBA roster, I bet you my back is longer than.
When you get up from a table, when you're sat at a table, do you get taller or shorter?
Oh, I get shorter. If me sitting at a table,
What?
you would think that I was in the 99 percentile for height. But then I stand up and I'm very average. I'm maybe below average by a little bit because it's all back. I'm deceptively short or sneaky tall.
I think you're taller than me.
I think we're about the same height.
You guys should have a tall off someday.
I bet you if you and I standing, we're the same height. You and I sitting, I'm 2 inches taller than you.
Let's do this test.
Who's the tallest one in the group? How tall are you, Nick?
I think it's you,
5'9".
Jeff.
Oh, you guys are fucking tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all compared to you.
Finally, I don't have to be the shortest anymore. I hated being around Gus and Bernie all the time.
You are shrinking, though, I think.
Oh, me? Yeah, I'm getting shorter. Everybody does over time.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, the rest of us are getting taller.
Yeah, not me.
Oh, fuck. I guess I got that wrong.
I was thinking about the blood pressure cuff and Eric's fear of it. And I was thinking how if I was scared, well, thankfully I'm not scared. I wonder if that thing works around your neck. Like, does it actually give a reading?
Oh. I bet it does.
That'd be a great way to face your fears.
No, it wouldn't.
If you could live through that, you would never care about it being on your arm.
I think I would.
I don't think it's about it being specifically on his arm. I think that's the most accessible place for it to be. I think it's the squeezing is the problem. I don't think it's an arm issue.
I think maybe take a step back and think about how we could reframe this in terms of you overcoming your fear of wet bread.
Oh yeah.
Like if I was shoved into a giant wet loaf, it would.
Like there's probably nothing you're gonna want to do to be okay to do. You're not gonna want to do what it takes to be okay with wet bread. I'm certainly not gonna do what it takes to be okay with snakes.
I'd love to get over that fear.
Well, let's immerse you in wet bread then.
Let's get you just a bunch. Let's get a little pool, a bunch of bread. Start
We'll wrap it around your neck. We'll constrict it, and we'll
Wait, I'm being choked while I'm in the bread?
with the wet bread.
It's a bread cuff?
There's also snakes there. I don't know why.
Well, I got an idea for Eric for confronting his fear. What about one
I'm
of
not
these?
doing it. I don't. Oh my god.
just-
Go ahead.
just hold
No,
I'm
go
on
ahead.
your side, Eric.
about-
I'm trying to
What about one of those?
distract him.
How do you feel about
No,
one
that
of
Oh,
no,
that's
that
great.
no.
Oh,
Even like compression
those are
socks
nice.
feel like it would be too much. Like I just
Oh.
can't.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, never mind.
Yeah.
Compression socks, I think, is the way to go.
What if I just squeezed your arm with my hands?
That's I think what gave me the fear of it to begin with was like my mom doing it when I was a kid.
Oh, that's
Like
the
I think
worst.
that's probably where that comes from.
Dude, when a grown-up gets a hold of your arm, it
Yes!
is the fucking worst. They just ping pong you around. Ugh.
Yeah. And they let go and you can still see their fingers on your skin.
And somehow you're the asshole.
Yeah.
But what if Gavin was whispering sweet somethings at you while holding it?
You can
What
do
about
that
that?
to you. I'm good. I don't need this.
No, his sweet somethings to
What if
me
he's
are, do you
caressing
want to
you?
get killed by me or do you want something else to, would you rather be shot or strangled, whatever that was?
What if I squeeze you in the night?
While I'm going to sleep? Is that part of my tuck-in?
This sucks. What
If you woke up
someone's just
tomorrow-
gonna clip. Someone's just gonna clip that out, and it's gonna be like their ringtone.
No. It's fine. It's fine.
yeah.
What if tomorrow morning you woke up and then I told you that I squeezed you last night?
I don't like any of this.
I think there's something to that. I think the consciousness is the problem. So if we take that away, maybe through the squeezing of the osmosis of squeezing, you can become okay.
Don't
with
agree.
it.
I
Would
don't
you
agree.
get in one of those giant balloons?
Giant balloons? Oh, the thing that Dan did?
Yeah.
No.
You wouldn't do that?
No, because it's like around my neck like that. That seems like it would be like
No.
very
Imagine if you just you went in head first and you climbed all the way in and you were just in there.
No, that sounds. I mean, that just sounds
Fuck
awful.
no.
And doesn't and also that wouldn't have anything to do with the fear that I've talked about. That's just getting inside of a balloon,
Right, but
which
then
is
I
a
let
total.
the air out.
But I got, here, I know a way to
No,
fix this.
what?
This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. We're going to buy this. We're going to get one of these inflatable suits. It's the opposite of your
It
fear.
is the opposite.
It's
yeah.
more space. And then we're going to slowly start having it suck in on you. and it's just gonna progressively. You're gonna get into it. It's like getting your toes in the water. You're gonna slowly become more comfortable,
And then before you know it, you're gonna be that.
Yep, exactly. I'm just gonna become fetish content.
See, I would actually love to.
Putting that behind
I would
the
love
paywall.
to be vacuum sealed.
I mean, what?
That looks like it would feel good.
What?
By the way, for the audience, because I'm not posting this on the Instagram, it's a picture of somebody who was vacuum sealed. I'm assuming as a sexual fetish.
100% fetish content.
I see
Has to
no
be.
nudity in the photo, but it is disturbing.
You want to be vacuum sealed?
I think. Well, as long as I had like an air pipe to breathe, I don't want my lungs to be sealed. But I feel like when that time I was put in a coffin, it was really comfy. It was nice.
God,
I think I have the opposite of claustrophobia.
I think so.
Yeah.
I hate it. Oh.
Do you ever vacuum seal food?
No.
Yeah, I do.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
For-
for like steaks?
For sous vide and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever do it, Geoff, and think, I wish that was me?
I don't.
See, sous vide is essentially, if we're doing the reverse of the fear diagram, whatever that was, what was it? What was the name for it? Was it the
Fear
fear
diagram?
diagram?
The fear diagram.
Fear diagram. If we're doing the opposite of that, sous vide is Gavin and I, because he's vacuum sealed and I'm in a hot thing of water. We're bathing, we're relaxing. That is like the reverse of the fear diagram.
The fetish diagram?
No, it's
That's
not a
the
fetish.
no fear diagram.
Don't put your fat. I don't liking a bath isn't a fetish.
No, I know. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in there for sexual reasons. I just think it would. I think it'd be comfy.
I don't know what the sexual reasons could be. You can't fucking move and everything.
Any scenario in which you need to
Shut down.
clarify
Everything's
that's
locked
not for
down.
sexual reasons is not great.
Well, some people like balloons and shit for like latex
Yeah.
and being all.
Yeah.
There is like a whole fetish around it. I just don't.
Yeah, but
I don't look at
if
that and
you're-
think, oh yeah, you know.
Yeah, but the need to clarify, as I'm saying, where you've gone probably in a questionable position for what you're doing. Nobody is blowing up a balloon and having to say this isn't for sexual reasons.
You know what I think it might be, Andrew? I think it might be
What?
a generational thing. Gavin's watched a lot of Howard Stern. Everything we're talking about has been shown on the Howard Stern in
Yeah.
person as a sexual fetish a bunch.
Yep.
I feel like anything could be a sexual fetish. Like I think.
Are you challenging yourself?
No, I'm just saying. Like I bet someone's probably getting off the Beyblades. I feel like there's a community for anything. People are weird. Brains are dumb.
Yeah, they are indeed.
Someone's
Hey.
ripping a Beyblade, going. Ugh.
Can I ask you guys a question that's not
Of course.
related to sexual fetishes and what anyway
Oh,
whatsoever,
okay, never mind.
or
Yeah.
related to the conversation around talking about whether something's related to sexual fetishes? Sure. Did you guys see that Johnny Caviar thing on the subreddit?
No.
No.
What Johnny Caviar thing?
Let me post it. Hold on a second.
Please.
Oh fuck! Hold on.
I should definitely know about this.
I captured this stupid copy link. I was about to repost the sexual.
Is this
fetish
a
lady.
good Johnny Caviar thing? Is this bad? Oh, it's YouTube.
There's
What?
a
What?
there's a
What?
a musician named Johnny Caviar who has a YouTube channel.
His
John
name is
Caviar.
John Caviar.
John Caviar?
Who I think he's in either Belize or Bolivia. I can't remember which, but
No
he's
way.
been producing music on YouTube for 6 years. He stopped 4 years ago. He posted pretty consistently for about 4 years ago. He stopped, and then 2 months ago started up again. And his I've watched almost all of his content, and oh my god,
Can we reach out to John Caviar for a podcast intro?
I think he is probably up for the collab. I don't want to get in any trouble by copyright strikes or anything by playing his music on the podcast, but I encourage
Yeah.
y'all to watch the Baby
I-
music video,
Yeah,
the Darling music video, and my personal favorite, the last song he produced before he took his 4-year hiatus, the classic song, John Caviar's Coronavirus.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna be busy as soon as
Yeah.
we wrap this episode up. I'm doing a deep dive.
You've got there's either an imposter or you've got like a spiritual brother out there you didn't even know about.
Do you think his real name is John Caviar? Or do you think that's also his stage alias?
That's a great question. I think maybe we should find out. Maybe we should get in touch
I'm
with
leaning towards alias. I don't think that's his real name.
him. Well,
maybe I'm wrong.
he's definitely a performer, just like you, which is cool.
Yeah, I could tell. We
That's
both have songs called Baby. We have a lot in common.
That's the only question I wanted to ask you guys is if you were familiar with John Caviar.
I'm not familiar with John Caviar, but I'm a fan of this music. Good sounds.
Yeah. Definitely.
What do you think is the worst sound?
The worst sound.
Yeah, what's a terrible sound?
Leaf blower.
Oh my God.
I like a leaf blower.
Are you like a gas leaf blower?
No.
You crazy?
I like a leaf blower.
How often do you hear it?
That's Shrek. Yeah, it's not often. I don't mind it.
Because they run from about 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. all day long in every neighborhood in Austin, and
there's
stop.
different areas, different zones on different days. Like on one day, they'll blow all the leaves across the street. The next day, the other crew will blow them back. It's like they're all at war with each other on different days.
Sometimes it's the same crew getting paid by different houses. They don't give a fuck. They're just doing their job for the day, you know?
I don't mind a leaf blower.
That's crazy.
I fucking hate seagulls. Seagulls fucking stink. I hate them. I learned that there's a TV channel called Ocean TV or Sunsets TV. It's something like that on my cable. And I was like, I'm gonna throw this up and relax and fall asleep to this. And it's just with a beautiful sunset. It's the worst thing to sleep to. Seagulls completely ruin the mood, ruin the vibe.
Here's what we should do.
Seagulls.
All 5 of us should pick our 5 least favorite sounds. And then we all have to sit in a room where only those sounds are playing.
Oh, God.
And whichever sound gets turned off first is the most annoying sound.
My least favorite sound is Geoff doing his baby apology voice, I think.
Okay.
Genuinely. It's maybe the worst thing I've ever heard.
I can record a couple hours of that for us.
I don't need you to
Listen to
do that. I'm losing this game immediately. I'm just hitting the button.
Eric, what sound do you hate?
I don't know, and I don't want to find out, and I don't want to participate in this hell sound room. Why is everything that we're focused on right now fears and hates? What is going on with
We're trying
us?
to cure your fear.
It's the era
I'm not
we're in.
trying to cure it. I don't want to cure my fear. I'm fine with my fear. Leave my fear alone. It's like Geoff with snakes. He doesn't want anything to do with it.
What if
It's true, he doesn't.
If we're ever gonna go on Fear Factor, we need to work.
We're
this
not going. Oh, I could never. Even when Fear
can't
Factor
rule it
was
out.
on, I had no grandiose thoughts of, dude, I could do this. I would watch it and go, I would never do this.
Yeah, you
I
look at
can
it and
eat
you
a
go,
cockroach.
fear would definitely be a factor.
Yeah, it's a factor all the way, 100%.
I would
So,
eat a bug.
still undecided on your least favorite sound then? Or
I don't
still
know.
thinking on it?
Hands on a balloon
Oh, yeah.
is probably up there.
Oh.
Oh.
That's why Gavin's trying to deep throat it.
That's why
I'm trying to pull it out of his fucking throat.
Not for
I'm trying to
sexual
pull
reasons.
it pops, and the sound of is me trying to grab it out of his fucking gullet.
Nails on a chalkboard make me want to jump out a window.
Yep.
So that's
pretty
probably
bad
it for me. I mean, there's a specific sound I discovered last week on vacation, but I don't even know how to replicate it, so it's pointless to explain it to you. But I discovered a sound last week that made me want to murder people for a little while. But
But you can't describe it?
well, it's so I was at a public swimming pool, and there was a class going on where they were doing like synchronized swimming or something on the in a different pool. But to keep time, they were like using a chunk of metal to hit the railing that's like halfway in the pool, because then it reverberates under the water too, I guess. So they can, but they were off, and they were playing Summer Lovin' by Grease over and over again. And she was missing the beat with the fucking tuning fork or whatever it was. And so it just like had this like aqua reverberation that was just out of sync, a goddamn Grease. And they did it we were there for 2 hours, and it was 2 hours.
That's so specific. I love that.
Yeah, that's my least favorite sound. That and nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, we got a little collection here.
Not many animal sounds. I'm trying to think of natural sounds, animal sounds. Grown tube is good.
Oh, yeah.
I remembered I was looking through my old notes, Geoff, and you once pitched a draft where we picked our least favorite songs. And we should circle back on that. I think that's a fun idea.
Okay.
I found my list.
It's like our summer of '98 playlist, but it's all of our least favorite songs.
Yeah, it's songs that we personally hate. Not
I
even
think that's such a good
necessarily
idea.
saying that they're bad songs, but they're songs we hate.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, we
that's
should do that.
fantastic.
We should absolutely do that. It was a great idea by you that we forgot. And then I went, oh, fuck. We need to do this.
I have a lawn update.
What's your lawn update?
So I've been taking care of the lawn for about a month. It's all nice and green. Been used my sprinklers for the first time, which is horrible. Seems like a real waste. But the lawn looks nice. And now people with dogs just bring them to my lawn and they all just shit. There's probably 5 dogs shitting on my lawn every day now.
Jeff, this is your time to come clean.
Is this a normal thing? What is it?
He's got a webcam. He's got security system. He's gonna know if it's me shitting in his yard.
Not if you dress up like a cool dog.
You dressed up as a dog with Albert.
Yeah, it's all these dogs and this one giant beagle that looks like it's about 185 pounds. And
could you dress Albert up as another dog to be also be deep undercover?
I put a little bag with dog shit in his mouth and I just have him walk it over and drop it in the yard. Or human shit,
do they clean it up, Gavin, or do they leave it?
I feel like most people do, but I have mowed a few shits. And I feel like trespassing is well respected unless your dog is shitting. Like trespassing doesn't count if your dog needs to shit on it.
That's true.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to like break into a museum after hours to steal something, I take my dog for a walk.
Just have it shit on the doorknob.
Mm-hmm.
Need still Declaration of Independence. Just walking with a pack of dogs.
That's how they should have done it. That's how Ocean's 11 should have been. This all makes sense.
Just chasing dogs with bags into the room full of jewels.
Is that it? Is that your update? That dogs shitting on your lawn?
Yeah, they didn't shit on my lawn when it looked like shit.
Well,
it's just a weird exception to the rule. Like everyone's for some reason fine with people walking all over your lawn and shitting on it. But just walking on it on its own is weird.
You have to decide if you want your lawn to look like shit or to contain shit. It's one or the other.
Those seem like the two options.
And which way are you leaning? Is this making you not want to be a lawn guy?
I guess if they clean it up, it's fine.
yeah.
Yeah, it's fine if they clean it up.
It's just fertilizing the yard a little bit.
Maybe you should put lines down on your yard so they know, like, this is the
like a shit zone.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of up to the dog where it goes, not the owner.
Or what if you just put one of those little metal signs in the front of your yard that says, please scoop your poop, because everybody respects those.
I do.
Like, do you let your dog shit on other people's lawns?
It doesn't really come up in the neighborhood we live in. Like there's a strip of grass when you walk by the sidewalk. He always shits in that. Like that area.
He's got a spot?
Yeah, he has like spots in the, like he has a spot he always pees at in the front yard. And then, but like there's like, you know how there's like a strip of grass and then a sidewalk and then an actual yard. Usually, the actual yards in my neighborhood usually is like a fence. So the strip of grass is like, it's usually like the area between the street and the sidewalk. He always just like shits there, which I guess is somebody's yard, but it doesn't feel like it. And I clean it up. Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine. You clean it up, you're all good.
Maybe I need to be a fence guy.
That's what you need.
Could be.
I like the idea of a fence. You need to get that fence going. Just you having to build a fence would be fun.
Or what if you just identify a sound that dogs hate and you just play it 24 hours a day?
Do they make one-way fences?
What do you mean one-way fence?
Like I can see through it, but to them it just looks like a solid fence.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to another episode of the Regulation Podcast.
Why is that a bad idea? Maybe it's like a type of plastic cover. Someone figured out my beard thing. You guys all made fun of my beard thing. Someone solved that. Someone came up. You know those things, those nail things where you push your hand in it and it does the shape of it?
Yeah.
That, we would get that technology and put it on the box so that the stuff on the inside would push out what would be the beard hair.
You think hair would push against nails?
No. You don't get it. You just don't get it.
No,
I'm trying over here. You know that nail thing that exists where you put your hand through it Now imagine that, but we like paint it brown so it looks like it's hair. And then you close the lid, and if there's stuff in it, it pushes it out. It pushes out those nails, so then it looks like a beard. It creates shape.
What did I ask?
I don't even know anymore, man. You take it off them or not is really where I'm at with this.
Eric says I got to try again in the Discord chat. So thanks for listening to another episode of the Regulation Podcast. This was episode 11. Boy, was it a doozy. I sure hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe tell a friend about it. We sure would like to let other people know that we exist and that we're a thing that might be pleasing to an ear that hasn't heard it yet. As always, go to our website, regulatreon.com, and that'll explain all the mysteries of what this podcast is and how to give us money. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
I have a prediction for 2028.
Oh,
well, okay.
The Ozemp chip. I think Ozempic is going to partner with Lay's.
They already did that.
It's
Made
by
people shit.
2028. It did?
Yeah, remember the chips that made everyone shit?
No. The
Shit
shit chips?
Yeah. Well, we'll learn all
Were
about
they
the shit chips
diet?
next time on the Regulation Podcast.
No. I want to learn about
Bye.
the shit chips now.